Hello.
And welcome to episode 7 of the Reknit podcast. Thank you very much for joining us for our 7th episode.
Yes. Lucky number 7, perhaps?
Maybe.
We haven't recorded it yet, we'll see.
We'll see. I am Emily. You can find me on various social medias as Elfie McDork.
I'm Roz. You can find me on Ravelry as Rosaroo. And you can find me on Instagram as Rosaroo.
Indeed. And today we come to you from the other side of the UK. Well, nearly the other side of the UK. Kind of over a bit.
Yes. We've come on our holidays to my parents' house.
Yes.
Which is...
So, yeah.
A holiday we're having.
It is. Well, your parents aren't here.
Yeah.
It's just us here at the moment.
It's mostly a holiday we've had. Because we're going home tomorrow.
Due to go home tomorrow, but we've done quite a bit of stuff over the last week and acquired a fair bit of stash on our adventures and travels. Yes. But we will talk about that in a little while. My yarn is completely tangled up with my project bag, so I'm just going to deal with that.
I want to say thank you to Enid, who left the comment on last week's episode. We have had a safe journey here, and if you're watching this, we've had a safe journey back.
Yes, this won't go up until we get back because I have to edit it at home.
Yeah, so... We've had a lovely holiday.
We have, yes.
And we're hoping to return home alive.
We got quite a lot of knitting done as well, or crocheting in your case.
Oh, yes.
But we shall go into that and show you some of the stuff that we've been doing. But let's start with our whips. So do you want to go first?
Okay, works in progress.
Yeah.
This is a work I'm currently progressing on. This is the sock. This looks very much like the sock I was knitting last week, but... Dun, dun, dun. It wasn't last week anyway, it was the last time we recorded it, it was over a weekend. Look! I've got one already done, and I'm nearly I'm 2/3 of the way through the second sock. These are...
Franken socks.
Yeah, these are double knit socks from a pattern I made up. Basically they're ribbed socks, ribbed cuff, and then slightly less ribbed, but still ribbed in the leg. This is 2x2 ribbing, and this is 6x2 ribbing. And the ribbing carries on down the foot, and this is made out of 2 bits of Opal X-Large. I have here, not here, somewhere, one of the socks that's full size, so you can see just how enormous the cuff was. And every time I wore it, it went over my shoes and looked a bit silly. So this is the 3rd pair, which will probably get the same treatment. And I will have some more extra large sock yarn to knit some big socks. But this is being knit on 3mm tiny 9-inch circular needles. And yeah, that's basically all there is to say about that one. And my other work in progress is in this bag. My penguin's bag. This is another sock. Again, it's very similar. It starts off with a 2x2. Let me see that. Yeah, 2x2 rib, and it's just gone into a 6x2 rib, but you can't really see that. That is basically the train knitting on my journey to London. That was all the knitting I did in London because the rest of the time in London we were doing things. Yeah. Including visiting knitting shops, which we'll come on to later. But yeah, that's the very start of the sock. This is handspun that I was spinning in the early episodes of the podcast, which is the ryeland that we then dyed. Well, we dyed it sort of purpley bluey colours, but most of the blue washed out. I don't think we set it into the yarn enough, so excuse me. That was a very breasty shot. This is quite a lot of pink. Different shades of pink. I don't know how well it's showing up on there. But it's very pretty. It's very pink. And that's going to be my handspun socks. And the last thing I am working on is the start of a jumper.
The very start of a
jumper.
Yeah,
I've done about 6 rows in garter stitch on this jumper. This yarn is Stylecraft Ethical Twist. I'm knitting it on 3.75mm needles. And pattern I'm making is from this book here.
Which is an awesome book.
Yes, which I've had for a couple of years, I think. I think an aunt and uncle gave me a Waterstones gift card, and I bought this and then put it away and decided not to knit a jumper, and then Em's been knitting a jumper, and I thought I want a jumper as well. So I went to my knitting book, well, my knitting books, and it's not really a pattern book, although you can knit patterns if you choose to knit. I'm knitting the tunic, so as you can see there are 3 different types of tunic. You could knit one of those tunics, but it's more about, the book is more about how to adapt patterns to exactly suit you. Not only your personal style, but also your body shape.
It's kind of a mix and match.
Yeah. So you can knit, if you get gauge, you can, knit one of the garments in here exactly as written, but it also gives you a lot of tools and advice on how to adapt these patterns and how to adapt any pattern to be something that you're going to love, which is, I guess, why it's called Knit Wear Love. But yeah, it's a very interesting book. I am hopeful that this jumper is going to turn out wonderful. I've done a swatch and I've measured my gauge and everything, but because it's being knit in pieces, I won't really know.
Yeah, all of the ones in there
yes.
are sewn up, aren't they?
Yeah, that's one of her points, I guess, in that by taking the time to seam carefully and properly, you will make a beautiful garment, and the seams will give it structure and it will stay a nice shape on your body when you wear it. And yeah, I really recommend this book, but you might have to do a little bit of maths. If you're not a fan of doing any maths with your knitting, then maybe you need well, there are still patterns in here that you can knit and you will like them, because you have many options. There are, I think, 3 options for every type of pattern, and there are 6 types of pattern. There's a vest, pullover, cardigans. So,
what is the yarn you're using? What's the content of it?
It is, I think, 30% alpaca and 70% wool. I got it online on Kemps.com a while ago, but it is now discontinued. So unless you have some of this or know someone who has some of this.
Is that the colour that's discontinued or the actual yarn
No,
itself?
I think all of the yarn.
Oh, okay.
I think it's all natural colours. So
Right.
yeah, there's this one, a white one, I think a darker brown one, and maybe a sort of orangey brown one. I can't remember, but yeah.
Yep.
But it's double knit, so you could knit with other double knit. Or, if you buy the book and, read the pattern, you could knit with any weight of yarn, really. If you do your gauge swatch and my gauge. So those are my works in progress.
Cool. I have 2 works in progress at the moment, and they're both works that I've shown before. But they're actually getting some work on them now, because Tour de Fleece is finished, which is the main thing, which is why I'm actually getting some knitting done. I'll just get the other one. Oh, where is it? There it is. So this one has been, I've shown this quite a few times, and this is my business casual socks that I'm knitting in Standard Dye Works Oasis fingering weight yarn in the colourway Scorcher. And this is the second sock. As you can see, it's very nearly done, just needs the toe putting in, and that's the first sock which is done. So these are almost very nearly finished, and they have a really nice cable pattern, which I kind of mucked up in a few places, but not really that you can see, so we won't dwell on that.
Yeah.
And the reason they're not yet finished is because I don't have any sock blockers here, so I wouldn't be able to show them on the podcast on my sock blockers, so I purposely haven't finished them so I can show them next week when we're at home and I'll have my sock blockers. But I'm really excited to get these done because I can't wait to wear them. The yarn is beautiful. It's such a lovely quality and the colour is lovely. Yeah, so I just have to put the toe in on the second sock and weave in the ends, and then they're done. So that's my first work in progress. This was what I took to London and knit on, and have been knitting on pretty much since we've been here, with a small exception for some stuff that I finished. Yeah, so that's that one. Nearly done. They will be finished. I mean, they'll probably be finished today because I'll probably finish them after we finished recording. So that's the first work in progress. The second one is, again, another second sock.
So many second socks.
Yeah. Well, they've been sitting half finished for most of Tour de Fleece, and this is now the chance I get to do the other bits and finish them for Stash Dash. So this is going to be an afterthought heel sock. So currently it's just a tube, and it's using up the end bits of my Wish Knits Parker and Penelope colourway that I used for a cabled pair of socks a while ago. So that's all I have left. It's grey with like greens, grey with pinks and purples. I have a tiny bit left, and I knit the first half of the ball like that, so it's got a contrast cuff and toe, which is West Yorkshire Spinners Candy Floss in the signature 4-ply.
And that's what the heel will be.
That's what the heel will be as well. So there's a stitch marker on the back, so I dropped a stitch. So I'm going to do 2 tubes, which will use up the rest of this stuff, and then whack a heel in and job done. So they're nearly done as well. I'm working my way down the second sock, and I have that much left to go, which is not a huge amount. So they'll be done fairly swiftly, which is good because I have lots of other stuff that I want to get started and I'm quite excited to start doing. And so yeah, that's it for my my works in progress.
Yeah.
No, I need that one. Right. So finished objects then.
Finished objects. We have
That's
finished objects.
Quite an impressive array of finished objects this week, even if I say so myself. You know, I think we both need assistance in showing off both of our finished objects. Do you want to go first and show your marvellous
I'm going to show some other things I finished first.
You're going to say, okay.
Okay, this is...
They're all marvellous creations.
Yeah, thank you. This is a tiny little thing that I can show all by myself. This is a cricket... Oh, it's upside down. It's a cricket jumper mug cozy I knit for my dad. This is
the... You got a mug to demonstrate?
No, I haven't got a mug. This is the hole where the handle goes, and this goes around the mug. And you can sip your tea delicately from it. And Dad is a massive fan of cricket. He is a cricket umpire, so he was very pleased with his little cricket jumper for his mugs. He even has some cricket mugs, so he can, double the cricket.
It all coordinates.
And that is something I knit with 2 strands of Opal sock yarn held double. So that's the cream, and then the stuff at the bottom is also held double, and it's 2 little shades of blue. I can't remember what yarns they were, but they're also 4-ply. And for Stash Dash, that is 63 metres and 75 centimetres.
Did you make the pattern up yourself?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically a rib, and then here are some cables. And knit. Yeah, I knit it flat, and then I seamed it a little bit here and here, so that there was a hole for the handle. That's finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is... I've got everything in bags this week because this sofa is harder to reach. Well, there isn't really anywhere to put stuff if I don't put it in bags. So I'm having to get all the stuff out of the bag. This is a pair of socks.
Yes, it is. Well done.
This is a short pair of socks. Basically on these socks, I knit the rib. These are the...
Yeah.
But I get to count them for Stash Dash, and they count
How much of them do you actually knit?
Like this bit here at the top, this bit of ribbing. But they count as 183 metres and 47 centimetres for Stash Dash. And they are now socks I can wear without the cuff flopping everywhere.
So that's like the repair job that you did on the sock that was like the sock that you showed before?
Yes.
No longer floppy socks?
Yes, and I'm using the leftovers to knit the foot of this other sock. And this is the other pair. I finished both of these as well. And this one, I literally had to rip back and then cast off. And I get
cheeky.
I get to have 187 meters and 73 centimeters for stash dash because.
Have you used that sock yarn in a previous year's stash dash when you knit the socks in the first place?
No, I've never done stash dash before. I've started stash dash last year.
Because that would be impressive if it was. You
Yeah.
count the yarn twice over.
Yeah. Well, I've got plans for next year's stash dash, which I'll get to in just a second.
Oh my.
And then my final finished object is...
Right, do you need assistance?
Yes, I'm going to need assistance.
Okay.
Because you may have noticed, for the first time, I didn't have any crochet squares in my works in progress, because...
A blanket has occurred.
It's huge.
Ugh. I tell you what, I'll put up a picture of like the whole blanket, like here somewhere.
Yeah.
So you can see what the whole thing looks like.
But yeah,
Is this long ways, is it?
Yeah.
Right, so this is...
That's the middle. I can't see that. We can't see
Hang
the
on, I'll
screen
look through the thing. It has a little gap. Oh yeah, no, that's the middle. Yeah, that's
This is the middle, and yeah, there's loads of squares.
There you go.
But it's all finished. I've seamed it all together. I've woven in the ends. It's... Yeah.
I'm really good at being a blanket demonstrator, don't you think?
Yes. Yeah, you should start that for the rest of the podcast. This is just the raw show now.
How rude.
Well, this is a good sized blanket. We could sit with this on the sofa.
Except we're not going to because it's August.
Yeah, I know. But it will not be August forever.
No, it won't.
And, you know.
Now we just...
So it's finished.
Welcome to the Blanket and Head show.
It's fairly heavy, but it's a big size blanket.
How many squares were there altogether?
There were 117 squares, and then there were all these seams. I ran out of the yarn I did the edges in to seam with, so I nicked some yarn from M to do these seams. But these seams are all done. These waist seams are all done in the midnight. This is all crocheted with Stylecraft Special DK in various colours. And I went through them all on an earlier episode.
Yeah.
I can't remember them all now. And I've used up all of these colours apart from about 30 or 40 grams of the purple, and I only didn't get to use that up because I didn't need any more purple squares. So I destashed and turned into blanket. So much yarn. And this is something that's making me very happy, is 5,147 meters, 75 centimeters for stash dash, which now puts my stash dash total at 12,311 meters, 88 centimeters. So I've got just under 3,000 meters to go, and about
it's 2 hot
12 days. So we'll see what happens. I'm slightly hopeful. But those are my finished objects.
Huzzah.
I'm finished with finished objects.
Are you glad the blanket's done?
Oh, I'm so glad the blanket's done. Mostly because of the stash dash.
Yeah.
But I have a plan. Next stash dash, put a border on it.
Oh. So you're just going to put a border on every stash dash? You could.
I could do.
You just stick a border on it every single stash dash. Call it a stash dash blanket.
Yeah. Well, I have.
And eventually it'll get to the point where all you have to do is put a border on it and you'll meet your goal.
I don't want to get that much bigger, but I think maybe a couple of rounds.
But don't, because it has to be a finished object for stash dash.
Yeah.
You need to say it's finished now.
It is finished.
And you're not going to put a border on it. And then you're going to make a decision to put a border on it after this stash dash has ended.
Well, it's finished. I've run out of yarn now. There is no more yarn. Well, I can buy more yarn, but I'm not going to buy more yarn because I'm not supposed to be buying yarn. So yeah, it's a finished blanket. It's huge. It doesn't need to be any bigger.
No, it's beautiful. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Excellent blanketing.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased.
Okie dokes. I only have one finished object, but it's quite a good finished object, even if I say so myself.
It's a very good finished
object. And that is my flax sweater by Tin Can Knits.
Oh, yeah.
Is done. Done and finished.
Are we gonna
I'll model it like this?
Are we gonna put a photo in of you wearing
Yes,
it?
I'll put a photo in. If you have seen my Instagram, you will have seen
Yes.
me that I put a picture up yesterday. I think it was of me wearing it.
Yes.
Here it is.
Yeah.
It is done. It has a body. It has 2 sleeves. One,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
and the sleeves have this nice pattern down the side.
Garter stitch.
A garter pattern down the side. This is also Starcraft Special DK in the colourway grey. So this is Tin Can Knit Sweater. In the pattern, which is free on Ravelry, says that for the women's sweater, you knit it with negative ease. I didn't do that. I knit this with a little bit of positive ease. Because I didn't want it to be fitted as much, and also it was the first jumper I'd knit, so I didn't know how it would look if I'd have done it fitted.
I don't think anyone really looks good.
Some people do.
Well, I think you have to be a very
Depends
thin
how
person.
fitted it is, really.
Yeah, but with negative ease, that means the jumper is too small.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Basically.
smaller than you are, so
Yeah.
it looks fitted when you put it on.
It looks too small when you put it on, really.
So I did this with positive ease. This is knit in the XXL size, which is bigger than I need to wear, hence the positive ease.
Yeah.
Because the patterns don't have any ease built in it. So basically what that means is if a pattern has positive ease, it means when you knit the size that's the size for you, it will come up a little bit big because it's supposed to be baggy. If a pattern's written with no ease in it at all, then the size that it says is the size that it will be. So it's up to you whether you knit the size that's a bit bigger so it's a bit baggier or anything. So I did the XXL so it would come up a bit big on me. And it fits really nicely. I love the neckline, which you can kind of get the gist of if I do that, but I'll put a picture in.
Yeah.
I love the neckline because it's a really flattering shape, because I don't like jumpers that like come right up around the neck. I don't really like those. So it's a nice flattering shape. It was dead easy. It's a top down, in the round, raglan sweater. So easy. It's a free pattern. So if you are thinking of doing a jumper and you haven't before, because this is the first one I've ever done,
Yeah.
I completely recommend this pattern as a starter pattern because it's dead easy. And it's a really lovely jumper. So I'm really pleased. And I mean, I wore it yesterday, but it was a little bit cooler yesterday and we were outside for a little while.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But when it gets a bit cooler, sort of towards autumn, this will be a really good jumper to wear. So huzzah! Don't ask me how much it is for stash because I have no idea.
Yeah.
Last week I said I'm going to work out all my stash. Did I flip?
Naughty girl.
But it finishes kind of soon, so
Yeah.
I need to get my act together and sort it out.
Not this
so I'll
weekend,
try
but
and do
next
that.
weekend. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and figure it out this week and
Yeah.
work out what on earth I'm doing and how much more I have to do. And so yeah, White NFO, it's this beauty. Job's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, powering through, aren't we?
are. Right.
No spinning this week
No.
because my spinning wheel is on the other side of the country for a start, and I think we've done so much Tour de Fleece spinning,
Yeah.
and we both had projects that we wanted to get done.
Yeah.
We kind of just went.
I mean, I've brought my spinning wheel. It's over there, but I haven't.
But
spun anything.
it's been there since the first time you walked. Well, since it got brought in from the car.
Yeah, and I haven't
A week
touched
ago,
it.
and it's stayed there ever since.
Yeah, I might do a little bit of spinning this evening now that
Oh,
I've
yeah.
finished the massive blanket. But I really wanted to get the massive blanket finished.
So next bit is actually going to be quite a big bit. This one,
Yeah.
that is our stash enhancements.
Yes.
We are away currently, and we have been on a trip to London for the day where
Yes.
we encountered 2 yarn shops.
Just accidentally.
Yeah, we were walking around. They were there. We went in. You know how it goes.
I mean, it's not like we, walked to them deliberately.
No.
I think. I mean, we did. But...
So, should we go down like the different places we went, and then we can both show what we got at each
yes.
place.
Okay.
So, we went to London on Friday for the day, and the first place we went was just around the corner from Waterloo Station, called
is-
iKnit.
Yeah, which is the station we went into. Cause
Yeah.
That's the line we're on. And this is a postcard. We both got, I think.
And it's such a cool yarn shop because it
Yeah.
sells yarn and alcohol and has 2 tiny dogs that live in the shop.
Yes.
And that's perfect. Yarn, booze, tiny dogs.
I got to cuddle a
Happy.
tiny doggy. It was lovely.
Yeah. And they produce a lot of their own stuff. So one of the
Yeah.
people who runs the place does a lot of yarn dyeing, and the other one makes project bags.
Ah, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, the guy there was who made the project bags.
Ah, okay.
So they produce a lot of their own
Yeah.
stuff, which is cool.
I didn't get a project bag, but I did get this, which is a skein of yarn. It's mostly purple.
Is it? Is that what it is?
It's sock yarn. It's mostly purple. It's got this little bit of white, well, undyed part, but it's a beautiful, beautiful purple.
It's really
I saw it
nice.
on the shelf and I had to have it. It's their own brand yarn, so it's from undyed, and it's pure BFL. It's superwash BFL, and it's called Pool Party, or it's called Different Class, and the colourway is Pool Party. So who knows? But it's lovely. Yeah, they have a website. You can buy from their website. I presume they dye it. They may, if they don't have it, they may dye it for you if you ask them for it. But it's just really, really lovely sock yarn. I don't know that I'm gonna make socks out of it.
It's got no nylon in it.
No, but it is BFL,
It is.
which is a bit more stronger than pure merino. But I think it's really pretty. I might like to make a shawl or something out of it so I can see the beautiful colour. That was a bizarre way to show a shawl. That was more like a cowl. Anyway, lovely colours. So that was the yarn I bought there. And I also bought, sorry, my purchase is still in a plastic bag, a little tape measure, because it's really cute. It's a panda, but not just a panda, its ear is the thing that makes the tape measure come out, and that really, really made me just, it's so lovely and cute, and panda ear. I had to buy that. I mean, I have enough tape measures, but Em keeps losing tape measures and then borrowing my tape measures, so it's possible I will not have enough tape measures very shortly. So it was, it was a necessary purchase. And the final thing, sorry, let me remove the plastic bag. It's got a little badge that says "I knit, therefore I am," because yeah, that's me really.
Truth.
Yeah, if I stop knitting, it's like those is it sharks? If they stop swimming, they can't breathe.
Oh yeah.
If I stop knitting, I may
You
die.
cease existing.
Yeah, I'm not. Basically.
How's that?
Yeah, but it's
Cool.
cool. My little badge on there.
I just remembered that I have something else as well that I didn't get in London, but I'll show that later.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I also bought some yarn at iKnit, and I bought some sock yarn, which is 75-25% superwash merino nylon stellina, so you can maybe see it's got a little bit of sparkle in it.
Yeah.
And this is the Ziggy Stardust colourway, which I love, and I wanted some grey sock
I
yarn.
don't think the colourway is Ziggy Stardust, because I saw other things that were called Ziggy Stardust. I think that's
Really?
the yarn base.
Oh, right, oh, okay. Oh, because it's sparkly. I see.
Yeah.
Ziggy Stardust. Well, it's grey. It's grey, but it's kind of almost lavendery, lilac-y colour if you look at it slightly.
Yeah, on the camera right now. It's looking quite.
Yeah. No,
Lovely.
that's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are going to be socks, and I love the colour. I really wanted some grey sock yarn, and yeah. So this is what I got, and it's lovely. So this will be a nice pair of cabled socks. I'm liking knitting my plain colour sock yarn into like patterned socks because it makes them look more interesting.
And you can
So that's
really
going to be
see the
cabled
pattern.
socks. Yeah,
The pattern.
exactly.
If it's a really variegated yarn, it's kind of a waste.
Because they're squishy and lovely.
Knit a pattern. 'Cause you can't
No, it's
Usually.
very squishy and lovely. So I'm excited about turning that into socks. I also got a badge as well, but I don't have it here. I think it's upstairs. And I also got a project bag,
Yay, my little
which
project
is
bag.
so cool. So this one has like camping on it, and it's got like foxes and tents and trees and owls and bears and all that kind of stuff. And it's a pyramid bag.
Kind of like a giant tea bag. If
It
you
does look a
have,
bit like a giant tea bag.
Get your tea in pyramid
Yeah,
bags.
it's one of the pyramid project bags, which are good for like socks and stuff. And it has a zip on it, and then it has a nice lining inside as well, nice red lining. And yeah, I really like these project bags, and I wanted to try one that was this shape to see how well they worked. And so I'm looking forward to using it. And it's nice to get a different kind of project bag than the
Yes.
pull string ones, which are all the other ones that I have. So I'm very chuffed with that. And did I get anything else from there? No, and the badge, which you've already shown.
So that was this badge.
Yeah. So we match.
Yeah.
So that was iKnit, which was a brilliant shop. And I fully recommend going because a lot of their yarns they dye themselves, so you won't find them anywhere else.
Yes.
And they had loads of different colours, and it was just a really nice shop. So even if you just go to pet the dogs, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I would say.
And they had stuff that they hadn't dyed, but that I'd not seen in other shops.
Yeah. So they have their other stuff as well as their own.
It's not your standard stuff that you see everywhere. Your Rowan and your Debbie Bliss and your Stylecraft.
And they sell beer. So
yeah, you can get drunk there and make irresponsible purchases.
Right. So after a little bit later on in the day, after we had done some museuming, we went to Loop, which is in Islington, and it's probably one of the better known yarn shops in London. I think a lot of people have heard of it. And we got these cool bags.
Yay!
And because we both made purchases.
Yeah.
Loop has got a lot of very fancy yarn in it. A lot of it that's imported from America. So it's brilliant, beautiful yarn, but obviously it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it's worth that much. But not really within my price range hugely. So I decided I would buy some minis from Loop, and I'll do this one first. So I got this one, which is the Little Grey Sheep. The farm is around here, I found out when I was looking online.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Look, British Hampshire yarn. I think it's near Chawton.
Okay, so we were yesterday.
At Well Manor Farm. There we go. So I got a little mini, and this is knapweed. And it was sheared by Susie, apparently, and hand-dyed on the farm by Emma. So, yeah, this is just as British Hampshire yarn. So this is nice and fluffy and quite kind of sturdy, if you like. And it would look good with some handspun, I think, because it's got that kind of look about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks... I'm not sure whether it's woolen spun, but it doesn't look as...
It's got that rustic look.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. And it would look good with... Yeah, I might knit it into like a hat or gloves or something with some handspun, because I think they would probably go quite nicely together. So that's that one. And I got two... She calls them unicorn tails. And they are Madeline Tosh minis, which are beautiful colours. And this red one is Tart.
Oh, that's it.
And this green one is Cousteau. And they're both singles and they're merino, I think. Yeah, merino, 47 metres, 100% superwash merino wool. And Madeline Tosh, like everybody has heard of Madeline Tosh, like internationally.
Yeah, I think they are American, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
But a lot of...
And they had a lot of beautiful yarns of hers there, but there was nothing that like grabbed me that made me go, oh, I need to buy that. So I thought I would get a couple of minis and I can put them in a project somewhere. And that will make me very happy. And the other thing I bought was the 5th anniversary edition of Pom Pom Quarterly, which I've heard a lot of people talk about this magazine on other podcasts, and they had an event a couple of weeks ago. They did Pom Fest, which was to celebrate their 5th anniversary, and I wanted to pick up a copy, seeing as they sell it in Loop, and it is fantastic. This was £9.50.
Yeah.
But the number of patterns you get in here is insane. There's so much content, and all of it is beautiful.
I think we counted on the train back. There's 16 patterns, which is like a ridiculous. I think possibly there are extra patterns this month or this quarter because of their anniversary edition. But still, it's incredible value.
This I've spotted a couple of things that I want to do. This anniversaire, this Vera Valamarki cardigan is one I would like to do at some point. And there was a nice sweater, the greeny one with the pockets in. I can't remember the name of this one. Who was that? Julia Farwell Clay. That's the Kaylee sweater as well. So much amazing content in here.
And as well as patterns, there are articles.
Yeah.
And
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I think, and those knees up socks that look, who's that? That's Uncommon Thread. Oh no, that's knit with Uncommon Thread. Juju Veil. I don't know who that is. Right.
It's the designer.
But
I don't think that's a great photo of it.
no, it's not. But
wearing
the
shoes.
way that it's knit, I don't know if I can show the photo because I think it might be with the other.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way it's knit is you knit the big cuff in double knit and then the foot in sock yarn, I think, isn't it? Something like that.
Which
anyway,
is interesting, and will make a nice chunky warm leg.
But there's loads of stuff in here.
Foot will still sit
that,
fit in your shoe.
There's loads of stuff in here, and that lovely purple
That's such a good
scarf.
purple.
Yeah, so worth the £9.50 for all the stuff that's in here. I'm really, really chuffed that I picked one up because I'm going to knit at least one, probably more, of the things that are in here. Definitely.
And the sizing on the sweaters is really good. It's not just like, you don't have to be a very, I mean, there are sizes in there that will fit me, which most patterns tend not to, so I'm quite pleased. I may have to, borrow this and pinch. Knit some sweaters.
There's going to be a lot of stuff, I think, knit, and they've got lovely hats and gloves and everything. So I think I'm going to subscribe to Pom Pom quarterly and see what the rest of their issues and stuff are like, and their sort of. But it seems like it's a really high quality. I mean, to get that number of patterns, especially by those well-known people like Hoki Locatelli and Markey, loads of that would cost a fortune if you bought it as a published book.
Yeah, or if you bought the patterns individually on Ravelry, they'd be
expensive.
£5 or £6, I imagine, for a jumper pattern or a cardigan pattern.
I'm very, very chuffed that that I got a copy of that. Yeah. I'm really, really pleased with that.
And you have to print it out yourself.
No. And it's so pretty. You can put it in your bag, do a little flick through. It's lovely.
It's little articles to read.
Handbag size.
A recipe. Even adverts are pretty.
I know.
Most adverts in
yeah, so that was my Loop purchases.
Yeah. I made 3 purchases at Loop, but they're all basically the same. They're similar to what Em bought. They are more of these little 20-gram mini skeins from the fairly local farm. I think that's cotton from the bag. But I got this one, which is a sort of purpley colour called Columbine. This one called Bulrush, which is brown. And this grey one called Charcoal. I think they look pretty nice together. I think I'm going to knit some kind of possibly colourwork fingerless mitten thing with these. Possibly. I haven't completely decided, but and again, because they're quite, this is fingering weight, but because they're quite, they don't look like, your typical commercial spun yarn. If I run out of yarn, I can pick a coordinating colour of fibre and spin myself some more. Because I'm pretty sure I can spin the yarn like that. I mean, I have in the past. If I just... Is the camera focusing on that?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. It's a 2-ply and it's not hugely tightly plied. I can spin something like that. So yeah, that's what I bought in Loop. And I got the bag as well. I highly recommend going to Loop and buying something, because you get a bag and it's got a really nice big long thick strap, so you can wear it sort of this way or on your shoulder. It's not, you can it's not like most bags with the shorter straps that might not necessarily fit over your arm, and definitely wouldn't fit over your neck as well. So it's a great bag. Definitely, recommends a bag.
Cool.
And then our final stash enhancement.
Mine's on the floor over there.
Oh dear. I'm just going to go get it. Can't get the podcasters these things.
Right, this is slightly a slight move away from our usual crafty content.
Yes, but it's still craft, so It is. I think it counts.
Yep.
You think it counts. It's our podcast. It counts.
It does.
We make the rules. We went to Jane Austen's house yesterday.
She wasn't in. We asked.
She is dead.
Yes, she was a bit busy being buried under a cathedral, I believe.
Yeah. So, but we went to her house at Chawton in Hampshire, which is not too far away from here. And we both bought a cross-stitch kit. This is... my one is a little... I'm just going to stick that over your face.
Oh, that's fine.
It's based on a sketch her sister Cassandra made of her, which I think is only one of 2 sketches of her during her lifetime. And unfortunately, you can't see her face, but you know, we know she wore blue on at least one occasion. And oh, it says the date, by her sister Cassandra in 1804, which I think is just before they moved to Chawton. So it's not a Chawton-based fashion, but you know, in those days you wore your clothes a lot longer, so quite possibly she did also wear it around there. And yeah, the kit comes with all the threads, and mine also comes with a ruler.
Oh.
I'm a bit confused about why it comes with a ruler. And also, it's not listed on the list of contents.
Maybe you accidentally ended up with a ruler.
Yeah. So, yeah, I ended up with a free ruler. Yay! But when I first when I went there a few years ago with my mum, I bought a tiny cross-stitch kit, which I don't sell anymore, which was just to do a little picture of Jane Austen in a dress, which was tiny and...
Which you have on your wall now.
Yes. And so I got another cross-stitch kit, which is more complicated to do a bigger cross-stitch now. So I'm continuing my Jane Austen themed cross-stitch.
And mine, I've put mine back in the packet backwards, so that's why there's stickers on this side. Mine is a quote from the opening of Pride and Prejudice, which is, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a man in possession of good fortune must be a wonderful wife."
Yeah.
Famous quote from Pride and Prejudice, which is my absolute favourite. And we did watch the BBC Pride and Prejudice from 1990 something or other before we went,
yes,
which we've both seen multiple times.
Yes. And then when we got back yesterday, we watched 3 other Jane Austens.
You watched 3. I watched 2 and a bit and then went to bed.
Yeah. So if
So
you're a fan
very
of Jane
Austen.
Austen, search for Northanger Abbey, Mansfield Park, and Persuasion on there.
But this one is the quote, and then it's got sort of floral things around it and a small silhouette as well. This is Jane Austen's enthusiasm for and love of gardens.
Oh.
Is this bit, and I think yours says on the back. It says there. That's
Oh. The deck. Oh no, that's about those bits.
Oh, is it? Anyway, it comes with all the threads, which I love. It's a full kit, so you get the fabric, you get all the threads that you need, you get a needle, and off you go. So I'm excited to do these, but I'm going to finish Stash Dash first.
Yes, I don't think you can count
I've got stuff to do.
cross-stitch for Stash Dash.
No, and then this can be done as a little side project later.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stash enhancement, and we've both finished quite major projects this week. So next week, hopefully, theoretically, should be full of new content, of exciting new things we started. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, I forgot my last one.
Oh.
Forgot.
Oh,
I was so excited by having gone to all the stuff in London. I forgot I had another stash enhancement. My last bit of stash enhancement is from Somerset Yarns, which you will have seen on here before because I've used loads of their stuff. And this is Blackberry Sorbet, which, as you can see, is very sparkly. So it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina sock yarn. And it is beautiful, and it's got thread on it from the bag. Beautiful and purple and sparkly and gorgeous. And this is the first skein in what I hope will become a selection of skeins to do a shawl. Probably, in fact almost definitely, a Stephen West shawl, which are huge and colourful. So I'm in the process of getting brightly coloured yarns that I want to put in a shawl, and once I've got what I want, I am going to probably use them for a Stephen West shawl. So I'm kind of gathering yarns currently for this purpose. So this is the first one because it's beautifully coloured and sparkly.
It's some gorgeous purples.
And gorgeous. So it will be a very good start. So that's a future project that's that will be happening once I've managed to get the yarn I want for it. So this is the beginning of that. But I forgot to show that because it arrived before we came here. So it was pre-London purchase, but very exciting.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
That's it.
I think we're done.
We've done a lot this week.
Yeah, we have. Well, it's been slightly more than a week since we last recorded.
That's true.
So we've had extra time to do all the stuff.
We have. But having been away for a week, we have done a lot of knitting, finished a lot of stuff, and bought a lot of new stuff to replace the stuff that we've knitted.
I was awarded by M who is, you know, the boss of me apparently, time off? Skeins off from my not buying yarn.
You were having an amnesty.
Yeah, because it was on holiday. It's souvenir yarn.
Yes. It's not yarn, it's souvenirs.
Yes.
Yeah, not stash, it's souvenirs.
Yeah.
It is yarn, it's not stash. Yeah. So, thank you very much for watching.
Yes.
Every time we put an episode up, our subscriber count goes up by a few more, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, have a really good week. Do lots of knitting if that's your thing.
Yeah, we will hope to be doing the same, and we will show you what we have been making in about a week's time.
Yeah.